There's a certain category of tools that is incredibly annoying to use, but sometimes you have to just because what they do almost seems like black magic to you. And for me, that is the case with pretty much everything around conversion. Like whenever I have a live file from my phone and I have to turn it into a PNG, or I want to turn like an MP3 to a WAV, or I have like a raw zip file and want to turn it into something else, I usually use those online converters, which are horrible to use because usually when you upload something there, they give you like 11 download links, of which like 8 give you viruses and the other link you to like online pharmacies for Viagra. And so usually it's a very shitty experience, but you do it because you have to. And today what I tried to figure out is, can I do this on my own? Can I build my own converter? My use case is that, for example, for these YouTube videos, I usually record an MP3. And when I then use Adobe Premiere Pro, which only costs like 60 euros a month, they cut off like the last 20% of like long audio recordings, which is really annoying. So every time I have to then find a tool to convert it, and so on and so forth. Now, my goal is to build like a very simple tool that I can just say like, hey, in this folder are all my files, take those, turn them into WAV, and that's it. I think that's fine. Okay, so the idea right now is to use Python, just because I don't need a user interface. I built a lot of stuff in JavaScript before on this channel as well. So I'm going to use Python, and I will prototype first in a Jupyter Notebook, see whether I can get it to work. I'm obviously going to rely heavily on ChatGPT as well. And then I'll see what I get. I'm honestly thinking that if there's a right package in Python that does this stuff for you, we're going to be done very quickly. Like the first prototype, I might be able to, show in like 30 minutes. GG. You're a cutie. Yeah, so I was actually just running the first demo, and honestly, we stand on the shoulders of other people, who've done all this stuff for us. Right now, this is already done. This is all I had to do, which is crazy. So really, you don't even have to know any programming here to do this in Python, right? Like here you see I put in one file and I'm outputting, where am I outputting? I'm outputting right here. Yeah, so this here is now from this file name, from this one here. You see that the WAV file is a lot higher quality, is a lot larger. So I'm just going to rewrite this. I'm going to write a little bit of code here to actually make this the command line script that I wanted to build. And then I'll see whether I can actually make this, my own website as well. So I was actually considering at the time to create my own kind of conversion business because it all seemed so simple, until I realized like, I don't really care. Like I don't want to, like that's not the kind of websites I want to build. And then I realized I could actually make this a desktop application instead. So that excited me a lot more, and I went for that. If you can see right now, there's a MP3 to WAV converter pop up here on my screen, which is literally a desktop application. And what it's using in the background is the code that I was using here before from PyDub. And the way it's going to work is when I click on the button right here, so we have a convert button, or we just have a button, that's this one here. And I gave it the command of convert to WAV. And you see that the code is super simple because it's just saying like, okay, we're going to ask for, us naming some files. Then the input file, we take each one of those input files. We say it's an audio segment, right? Because that's coming from PyDub. And then we're going to say, well, the output file will have the same name as the input file, except that it will have .wav at the end. And we're exporting it to that file path with the format WAV. And then I guess we're also getting a label. I haven't tried this out yet, but this would be crazy. So first of all, I'm going to click convert MP3 to WAV. Now we're going to go in the projects folder. In this folder, I created my audio files here. And I'm just going to select all of them. And now I guess here, okay, you can see it's loading. Ooh, it might have even crashed. It's gone. No, it's here. It's here. I guess it will be working in the background right now. It is working in the background right now. Holy smokes. So this worked. This is literally, I don't even know. This is 10 lines of code, and I asked ChatGPT as well. And I swear to you, when I looked on the App Store to go like MP3 to Wave, look, €4, and then I guess this one here is like a freemium thing. This one here I tried and it was trash. I think, right? That's why I can view it. I might have already downloaded it. Oh no, it's €18. MP3 player. Okay, this is 2 MP3, 2 Wave for €30. And you see there's not a lot here. Maybe it's also because I'm stupid and like everybody just does it. Maybe there's a different way of doing it or whatever. But for me, this has been really annoying. And now I see that I can put in as many files as I want in this little file right here. And it just works. It just works. And I coded up my first own desktop application. Obviously super simple, but still to me a really cool application. The only thing left to do was just add a few things here and there, which I'm now going to take you through. Okay. So what I've done now is I basically thought like, okay, I don't want to start this obviously always from the Jupyter Notebook, but instead I want to have an actual script that I can run from the terminal that will start automatically up my program. So the way it's done now is if I'm saying MP3 to Wave, sorry, I constantly do that. It should, because I set it as an alias, it should start the application. That looks good. That looks good. Something started over here. Oh, amazing. Okay. And now there's a few more little things that I did here, which is I can now, when I pass in multiple files here and I say open, we're going to get a progress bar and we see how far we're along. And then when it's done, it will also give us a message. Like right now it's saying it's converting this. There we go. Everything done. Conversion complete. Converted 7 out of 7 files. And now if I go into Premiere Pro, Adobe Premiere Pro, and I just put in my audio files here, we should see what I was mentioning before. So if we go and just take this one here. This one is the MP3. This one is the recording. And now let's check whether the WAV file is actually longer. And there you see it, right? So here I'm actually gaining back. So the 57 minutes, this recording is 1 hour and 5 minutes. So this is actually everything I wanted to do. From now on, I will never have to use any MP3 to WAV converter online. But still, for me, especially when I have like 10, 15 files to convert and then I get blocked in one day, it's so nice to now just have one tool where I go into my terminal and I say, actually, let's stop this. And I say MP3 to WAV and boom, I can just throw in everything that I want to in here. So for me, this is honestly also, like, this is not usually how it goes with software projects, right? You usually have the opposite happening where you think, oh, this could be simple. And then you do it and it's not simple at all. But with this one here, obviously super fast, super quick, not a lot of code I needed to write. Most of it was done by ChatGPT because I didn't know any of those libraries and stuff. But to me, that's also what coding is in 2024. We could build on top of this, but there's no point for me because this is all I needed. I still think it's cool to see like how much you can actually build because this is still amazing, right? Like I have no clue what's even happening here under the hood, like what happens when you go from MP3 to WAV, but I can still build a tool like that because of things like ChatGPT, because of all the libraries that are already out there that do this thing for you, and because I know a little bit of Python. So let me know whether this is interesting or whether you rather watch like the big projects. I hope I see you in the next one. That's it.